All right, Mama. So we're going to try this today. Sonax CutMax 6.4. The 6 is the cutting correction, where you can see right there. The 4 is the brilliance, the gloss that it'll leave behind. It's good for sandpaper down to 1,000 grit. It's good for rotary or a hard foam pad rotary wool. Speeds is 8 to 12. Pressure is 2.5 kilograms. So that's, I don't know, you have to convert that yourself. Pound and a half of pressure, something like that. 2 or 3 pounds. Low dust, water based, no silicones and no fillers. So I got me some loaded up there, and then I got some for reserve. This will be easier to fit in the cabinet. I washed out this Meguiar's bottle, because that's what I was using, and filled it up, because this is a 5 liter, as you can see, 169 ounces. I give $130 some. By the time I got it here, it was about 150 bucks. So let's check it out and see what this stuff will do. So this is what we got. Freshly prepared 3,000 grit. You can see where I squirted a little out. The stuff is thin. You know, most time your heavy compounds are thick. That over there was done with the Meguiar's. And so let's try this out and see how it does. Well, as you can see, it stays wet. It's a little bit different than like your other heavy compounds. It slings out a little bit. Wipes off pretty good. Slung it over here on the glass, but that's okay really, because got to clean the whole truck anyway. That wool pad that I've got is a Lake Country wool pad. It's a little bit bigger than what I like, but man, that stuff seemed to do pretty good. I mean, it got just about all of the scratches out in just that little bit. Let me get you in here. I mean, it, for one pass, for the first time of using it, done pretty good. Let's do like I said, it's thin. Look at how it runs down. That's you know, a little bit different for me. On this buffer here, that lowest speed is 800, and they call for 8 to 12. I'm gonna have to try that with their little, like when I bought that buffer, it came with a 5-inch, and that's what I bought it for, was, you know, to fit in tight areas. Still got this behind the back of the cab, but I'm telling you, that's a scratch removing compound right there. This is what I'm gonna switch back to right here. Stay tuned. All right, so I got switched back to this pad that came with the Max Shine. See how it does. It's a microfiber wool pad, and it done good anyway. You see how it does with this compound here. One thing I do like about it, it's got a good work time, which, you know, normally I'd probably work it a little bit longer, but it really does remove scratches good, and it leaves, as you can tell, a decent gloss. You can see by the gloss, you know, by the reflection of my hand, for just that little bit of work. And all I've done was prime the pad. You know, technically you're supposed to prime the pad and put a little bit of compound there and work it in. But I can hear that it's got grit in it. So I've got some new pads coming also from a company. They were supposed to have been here Friday. That way I could use them with this new compound. As you can see, it cleans up good. Very minimum dusting, and actually, you know, I used it a little bit long. You can see as soon as it starts to dust, really you need to stop, or you can count your passes, because once it starts breaking down and dusting, all you're doing is just making a mess everywhere anyway. So check out that. I mean, I know that the camera shows different, but I can honestly say that those 3,000 grit scratches are gone easily. I mean, there might be one being picked up from the camera that I can't see. I mean, I can see some down in here because I didn't get down in there, and then there's a couple right in there. But as far as like where I went over, wow, that made it easy. I mean, some people will tell me, well, why don't you try to make it easy? Because if you make it easy, then you're not making as much money. You know what? If I make it easy for me, that makes it easy on the client. That makes it easy on the client's wallet. That makes it easy on their heart and easy on their mind as their thought process towards me and towards the restoration industry. So the easier that I can make it for my client when he's sitting having coffee with a friend of his at church or out to eat or whatever, and his friend says, yeah, I'm thinking about restoring such and such. The client with the heavy heart's going to say, man, I wouldn't do that. I'd just buy a vehicle because it costs too much to restore one. But you take the client with the light heart that has been treated right and not overcharged because the person didn't want to spend $150 for some compound to make things easier. You know, they're going to say, well, hey, man, I had a pretty good experience with restoring my old truck or getting my truck painted or getting my truck buffed or whatever. And then that keeps people like me and a lot of people on the internet, on YouTube, that keeps us in business. If we let everybody leave that's got a heavy heart, then they're going to say, you know what, we'll just buy from a place like Maple Motors in Tennessee that sells. You can go up there and buy a car and get it financed and drive away or have it hauled away. But anyway, this stuff right here is a cut quality of 6, which is their highest, and a gloss quality of 4. Now they make a polish that goes in behind this that is a 4 quality cut and a 6 polish. I bet you that if they were used together, it really would look good. But anyway, I've got this stuff right here that I'm going to use up first. That correcting cream really does a good job. it will take what haziness that's in this out, and it really does a good job. I really like it. The only thing is it'll clean up some on 3000 grit, but it's not harsh enough for that. But it'll sure take the wool scratches and the heavy compound scratches and make them glow. Y'all stay tuned. All right, so this side over here, I had went over it with the Meguiar's 105, but I decided, I got to looking at it and I could see some fine haze marks. So I went over it with the Sonax CutMax, and then now I have went back over it with the Boss fast correcting cream on their little orbital. So look at the gloss difference in that. I don't know if y'all be able to see it, but this side over here is still just in the Sonax CutMax, even though I don't know, it's aggravating. You might be able to see it right in there. You can see where the rotary buffer in that cut left a hazy circular motion, but it's quite a bit different clarity wise versus that other side. So the Boss fast correcting cream really cleans up and makes a good job over the Sonax. Now, will I eventually order the CutMax, the upper levels? Yeah, I'll try it, because this compound cuts so good and leaves that good a clarity in a compound that is good for 1000 grit scratches. I can only imagine how much better their other stuff will do. All right, Mama, there you go. Back of the cab is buffed. Sonax CutMax and Boss fast correcting cream for the win. I sure hope that y'all can see a difference in the video, because it is a huge difference here in clarity. So as of right now, this is my go-to setup. The Sonax CutMax for the initial cut, and then finishing up with the Boss correcting cream. Once the truck is gone, it's put back together, I'll clean it up and I'll go over it one final time with the next step in the Boss line, and that will give it a good sealed up shine that'll last him for a long time, or maybe till he washes it with dirty water. You know how that goes. So y'all stay tuned. All right, Mama, like I was telling you earlier about the pads that I had ordered, we checked the mailbox. Here they are, a 3, a 5, and a 6. And they are Oberk. They are silk and wool, extra cut, for rotary only. So I had seen online that they are really, supposedly really good. The silk is supposed to cut like a microfiber, like this, and like that. It's supposed to cut like a microfiber, but without any heat. And then they wind it with wool, because wool is just a natural cutter. So this is supposed to be the cat's meow. Meow. Let's see if we can't get something done with them, and I'll let you know what I think.